Today, we are announcing that Goldman Sachs has agreed to pay more than $500 million to settle charges that it misled investors in connection with the Abacus CDO transaction. The more than $500 million is the largest penalty assessed against a Wall Street firm or an investment bank in the history of the Securities and Exchange Commission. We also insisted, as part of this settlement, that Goldman publicly acknowledge the fundamental basis of our complaint, and that is what they did. They acknowledge that the marketing materials for the Abacus CDO transaction contained incomplete information, and that they failed to disclose the role of Paulson and Company in the selection of the portfolio in the CDO, and failed to disclose that Paulson's economic interests were adverse to the CDO investors. Those were the fundamental allegations of our complaint. The settlement also contains forward-looking reforms. Goldman has agreed to tighten internal controls and to assess the roles and responsibilities of various Goldman personnel and others to ensure that disclosures in the future in mortgage and CDO materials and CDO products are full, accurate, and complete. In agreeing to the settlement, we also took into account the fact that Goldman is engaging in a broad-based review and a self-assessment of its entire overall business practices that will increase transparency, evaluate and remediate conflicts, and take other steps that collectively will reduce the chances that investors will again be misled in the future. This resolution achieves the goals of accountability, punishment for past misconduct, and prospective reforms that are the hallmark of a successful outcome. Today's settlement is a stark reminder, a very stark reminder, that there will be a heavy price to be paid if firms violate the principles fundamental to the securities laws: full disclosure, honest treatment, and fair dealing, and those principles do not change regardless of how complex the product or how sophisticated the investor. For that reason, today's settlement sends a powerful message of deterrence and accountability.